Killed this bill twice. There's no practical application on it. And before we got off the floor, there was a digital advertisement about the bill already running. But we're the ones playing politics with the bill. I mean, it's just all a part of this parental crap that they're selling.
And you guys killed it, right?
Oh, we killed it again. It came over, of course, the House passed it over again.
This is why we have to keep the Senate.
Killed it.
Yes, because the House is in the hands of the Republicans, and they can push through all kinds of stupid things. And we rely on the Senate to kill it all.
So one of those voices heard is Virginia State Senator Monty Mason. The other voice on the tape is State Delegate Shelley Simmons. The bill that they're referring to would require pornography websites to verify a user's age before allowing access to them. They also ripped an amendment to a bill proposed by Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin that would require children to get permission from parents to set up social media accounts and use online shopping websites. The bill passed state legislature, but Youngkin's amendment there was rejected. Now, this is happening less than a year after Youngkin unseated Democratic Governor Terry McAuliffe in 2021. Parental rights education played a major role in the race with voters. They were concerned about critical race theory and other woke subjects being taught in schools. Simmons and Mason have not responded yet publicly to these recordings. Rob?
All right, John, thanks for breaking that down. We appreciate it. I want to continue the conversation now. Our next guest sounding the alarm, her 11-year-old daughter, the school district that she goes to school in, let her get a gender transition in secret without mom and dad's knowledge.
It's breathtaking. Joining us now is that California mother, Aurora Regino. Aurora, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. So what is happening at your daughter's school?
So what ended up happening last school year was our family had been hit pretty hard. I lost my father unexpectedly, and then 6 months later, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So my 11-year-old daughter was going through some hard times, and she decided to reach out to a guidance counselor at her elementary school and told her some of the things that were going on within our home, and also opened up to her and told her that she felt like a boy. That counselor immediately affirmed that new identity that very day that she opened up to her, and started a social transition at school without my knowledge, under the guidance of a policy we have here in place, and it's in place across our nation when it comes to children identifying as transgender children. And under that policy, it's saying that children don't have to tell their parents if they want to identify as a different sex than what they're born with, if they're not willing to, in regards to their own personal rights or whatnot. And so, unfortunately, my daughter went through this social transition not really understanding what it really meant or what really it meant being transgender, because I was excluded from that conversation.
So what are the specifics of a social transition? And 11 years old, so I've got a 6-year-old. That's like 5th, 6th grade, right?
It's 5th grade, and under this policy that they have in place, it actually starts as early as TK. So a 5-year-old could go under a social or any sort of transition within the school without your knowledge.
Aurora,
And
can you?
what?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I just had
So
a
what
quick.
we did with my daughter is they socially transitioned her. So what they did is they introduced her under a new name, a male name, and male pronouns.
Wow, yeah. Can you tell us why have parents been ousted when it comes to children's education and something as personal as gender transitioning? I know that your daughter is only 11 years old.
You know, I don't understand it either. When this happened to our family, I really thought that this was an isolated incident. And I immediately reached out to the school, and I thought, you know, this was just probably handled wrong. And unfortunately, as I pushed about, you know, what had happened with my daughter, I opened a huge can of worms and realized that this is a policy that's across the nation. And I just don't understand why it's in place and why they feel that this is the best avenue to take when dealing with these very serious situations with our children. In fact, my daughter went through a really hard time during that, having me not being a part of her life during this transition, when she really needed the guidance of her family and me the most.
My goodness. I don't know if you heard the report we had in the lead up to this segment, but a state senator there in Virginia said, oh, that parental rights crap. That's how a state senator in your home state is referring to parents being concerned about what their kids are up to at school. What was your reaction to that?
You know, it's super disheartening to me as a parent because, you know, we are the people that have the best interest in mind for our children and with any situation. And, you know, parental rights is not crap. It's everything to these children. And we're here to guide them and protect them and love them and help them grow up to be, you know, law-abiding citizens and work hard and have, you know, great values and care for others. And to think that our rights is just crap is just, to me, absurd. And I think it's just, you know, honestly going in the wrong direction. You know, I don't feel like this should be a fight when it comes to our children. It should just be something that we're working together to raise these kids to be the best they could possibly be.
Totally. We're with you, and we're going to continue to spotlight this story. Aurora, thank you so much for being with us. Keep us posted.
Thank you.